Matter. Okay, so welcome everybody, and also too, I think we just want to say a very, very big thank you to Mary for all the work that she's done. I mean, when I look at what she was organizing behind the scenes, it's kind of phenomenal. I mean, it really was training people and scheduling, also scheduling all the teachers and the meditation leaders, and it was huge what you did, really. I mean, I had no idea that how much was actually involved in coordinating the hosts. So it's quite a lot. So I have to say thank you so very much. And you did an amazing job, and I'm quite sure you're going to be missed terribly. But you know, you set up the structure. So now it's very, very easy for someone to just step in. So I think it's super amazing. And so thank you so very much, Mary. And I just love it when you come in and you've got this beautiful smiling face there. And very supportive. So it's very kind. Thank you very much, Mary. Amazing. So welcome everybody. Oh, we're 3 minutes late. So let's just settle into our meditation posture. Well, my marker over here. And just land. And just bring your mind to the same place your body is. I'm sorry, I'm just adjusting the mic here. And just without any judgment at all, just notice what's going on for you right now. What's arising in your mind, you know, a bit of jealousy, a bit of happiness, a bit of resentment, a bit of just what's going on. Some kind of story. And then just observe that. So don't take action in your mind about what it is that you're feeling right now, if you understand what I'm saying. Just notice it, be aware of it, look at it, interested, and then just allow it to be. This is just what's happening right now. So just accept this is how we're showing up this evening. So let's just check our posture. We're running a bit late, so I'm not going to go through in quite so much detail. And just check your feet, legs, sit bones slightly raised, hands, your body aligned, shoulders over hips, ears over shoulders, and just imagine that string of pearls of light just very gently lengthening you and just putting some space in between those vertebrae. The head is slightly tipped forward and the eyes, they're down. Relax the jaw and relax the scalp and the forehead, the face and the back of the head and the ears, back of the tongue. And just relax your back from the neck, back of your neck all the way down. Relax the throat, chest, belly, limbs, hands, fingers, feet and toes. And bring the mind to the breath. And just notice the sensation of the air as you're inhaling, and slightly cooler than the air you're exhaling. And just breathe. Relax. And then just take note of any sounds that might be in your environment. Is there someone in your home, in the kitchen, pets, cars on your street? And just notice how your mind is reacting to that sound. Does it run towards it? Do you try and push it away? Pretend it's not there? And then bring the mind back to the breath. And then just feel, noticing those thoughts, feelings, emotions just arising, and try and put some space in between each one. And try not to follow or engage. Just allow the mind to rest. And then just let's pretend, imagine we're sitting on the bank of this river and we're watching our mind stream flow by. And we're watching as an interested, objective observer. And then, while we're being objective, while we're sitting on the bank of the river, we're not engaged and we're free. And that analogy is meaning we're free from our delusions while we're not really engaged with them. So let's just bring to mind all those people of our life, our loved ones, our spouses, our friends, our besties. And then there's those people we have some difficulty with. And then there's those strangers in our lives, the people we're passing on the freeway, and people in the grocery store. And just think, they can change place at any time. This friend, this difficult person, this stranger in our life. And they're all equally deserving of our concern, not just our buddies who we love and think about and take care of, but everyone. I read something this morning that Rinpoche said, is that you are responsible for everybody else's happiness. And it's not in a kind of a codependent way. But that's how Rinpoche feels. He feels he's responsible for other people's happiness. And that's the action of a bodhisattva. I don't know where I'm going with that, but anyway, this friend, this enemy, and this stranger, they're all equal in their wish to be happy, their wish to avoid suffering. And having this incredible capacity for this enlightened mind. So I think we'll do this meditation today for all these people of our life, with enormous gratitude to Mary for being the host coordinator for 19 months, such a long time. And Lorraine, who's got some medical issues, and anybody else here who has bits and pieces or problems or medical things or some stuff going on in relationships, whatever's happening, we just dedicate for you. And if there's someone in your life who you think would benefit from this practice, but they're not really in the space to come and join you, you can imagine them sitting next to you, doing this practice with us. So just remember, there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And this, this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we're creating negativity with our mind all the time. So we can change that by creating positivity with our mind instead. So the first of the four opponent powers is regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, just regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. So we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions.
So having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And we cannot bear the thought of future suffering that we're going to experience. So we know, because we know from our present suffering, we don't want any more. So logically, we want to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think, I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger and attachment and the rest of the cause of why we harm others, and think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So now we come to the power of reliance. We turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And we're not asking Vajrasattva to forgive us. We're not looking to him for sort of some kind of forgiveness. We are purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods. So we're doing this job ourselves. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head, and you can imagine that he is your teacher manifesting in this aspect for your benefit. He's made of radiant, blissful white light. He's sitting cross-legged on a white lotus, which, although born out of mud, is untainted by that mud, just like our enlightened potential, born out of our delusions, but untainted by them. And he has this beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you. He has no judgment towards you. However you are showing up right now, it's perfectly fine. He's just really happy to see you. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell, which represents wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you have harmed recently and in the past, and then in general all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you. So we have compassion for them because they will suffer as a result of the harm they've done to you. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, which is the medicine, doing the practice, this visualization and recitation of the mantra. So first we purify the body. Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, very forcefully from his heart, and it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. It keeps coming and pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Duda Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mempiyato Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Duda Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasiti Mempiyato Sawa Kamasita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Duda Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta meboa sawa sidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda meboa sutokaya meboa sapokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda meboa sutokaya meboa sapokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda meboa sutokaya meboa sapokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda meboa sutokaya meboa sapokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So be delighted that all the harm you have ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there is no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. So the next is the purification of speech. And Vajrasattva now very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can just imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their back and getting other people to agree with you, all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you and quite powerfully overflowing, sort of like almost like shooting up from the crown of your head. As we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda meboa sutokaya meboa sapokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda meboa sutokaya meboa sapokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda meboa sutokaya meboa sapokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda meboa sutokaya meboa sapokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda meboa sutokaya meboa sapokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda meboa sutokaya meboa sapokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda meboa sutokaya meboa sapokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. So you know exactly the most perfect thing to say at any given time. That simple. So next is a purification of the mind, and Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you switch on a light in a dark room, and that light instantly dispels the darkness. So just as the light hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all the attachment and neediness and anger and depression and bitterness and jealousy, all of this is instantly dispelled. Not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa anarakta mebowa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasiti mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tathagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified. And think there is no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is a purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech and mind. And this time imagine Vajrasattva sending light and nectar. And we can also just, if we wish, recite a couple of mantras for the visualizations of the body, speech and mind that we've just done. Or if you like, you can just imagine light and nectar pouring into you as we recite the mantra. And imagine this light and this nectar is filling you completely and eradicating even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa supokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpi yata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So now feel completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. So next we come to the power of resolve, and again rejoice in your efforts coming along here night after night, all through the pandemic, through lockdown, through emerging from lockdown, and now as we're adjusting our lives, as we're moving out more, feeling like we're getting more back to normal, you're all still coming, so it's just wonderful. So really rejoice in your efforts. This little group, we're practicing together. It's nice, it's amazing. So we're building community in a way here. And then rejoice in your efforts for what you've been working on. And so maybe just think of something. Perhaps a delusion popped into your mind today. Maybe you want to think about that a little bit more and think if it pops into my mind again, I'm going to not follow it. I'm going to refrain from following this particular delusion for 30 seconds or however, or I won't talk about so-and-so behind their back while I'm asleep at night. Because you won't. You'll be asleep. So we just try and be skillful with ourselves. Don't give ourselves something that's beyond what we're able to do right now, beyond what's available to us to do right now. So just be humble, keep it simple. And this determination to not do again is what gives us the strength to change. And Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind. He melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown and think. My Guru's body, speech and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And LAMA YESHE calls this union oneness. So next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, just place your mind there for a little while. So in this way we can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And you can also think that perhaps the way things are appearing to me might not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created by doing this purification to all living beings, thinking, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, we can chant this one if you wish. Ho tup shul chang shin jam gon Galloway, Tenzing kyong pelaway kunzo dog porze, chog sum kuraway leg mon to a drum, pa dog sog dulaje gondu shab ten shog. And for Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. And for Geshe Sherab, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequaled guide. Please live a long and stable life. Oh, well, everybody, thank you very much. Have a wonderful night, sweet dreams, and lots of love. And once again, Mary, thank you so very, very much for your service and for like 10 years of volunteering. It's wonderful. Thank you very much. And everybody, good night.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Thank you so much.
See you
Thanks,
tomorrow.
everyone.
Okay, bye.